Something really crucial is about to happen to crypto. If you start taking a look at the current prices, one thing that will become quite apparent is how we've been trading in a range for a particularly long time without any movement whatsoever. And I think it becomes quite interesting to see and quite easy to observe when you're looking at Ethereum that has basically not made any sort of move all the way since the, I'm going to say even beginning here of August. Yes, we saw that crazy rise all towards 48. And sure, there's been some sort of volatility as the price went from 4,800 all the way down to roughly 4,060, which is 20% down, sure, or 15% here. But really, when you start breaking it down, if you start looking at the average volatility, I think it's really at one of the lowest points it's been in a very, very long time. Specifically here, the last week, we have not gone out of this 42, let's see the lowest of the bound here. 4212, 4500 is where we've been bouncing back and forth at, which brings me to an interesting point. Theoretically speaking, it could be pretty interesting to start stacking longs from 4266 on downwards. As you can see here, I started placing some orders at 4227 downwards. Still quite small orders. You can see 4 ETH, 6 ETH, 7 ETH, and 25 ETH. So only a few $100,000 here. But the plan is to really stack in heavily towards the $3,900 mark. But then again, thus far, it would have been easier to try catch this bottom every single time at 4260 and just go from there. But that's the funny thing. You don't really know these things up front, right? You just look at what's happening and, well, because of what's happening, you take action. And having said that, there's been two other coins I'm quite interested in trading right now that I thought I should make a little video about. It's Pump.fun and Athena. I will, however, state that coins like XRP, Solana, Bitcoin, ETH, all these coins right here are still in a pretty good position. Even though they're not really taking direction, we do still believe that they'll follow along with gold's extremely bullish narrative and potentially also the global M2 narrative, which again, we can not derive prices from, but we can hopefully derive direction from. And since gold kept on just breaking higher and higher and higher, for the most part, we're all pretty excited right here. Like realistically, we're all very excited about the market. Stock market versus the economy, despite everything in the economy looking whack and strange. It's quite interesting. The stock market just keeps rampaging through. I also want to quickly say, I just announced yet another $150 XRP giveaway over on my Twitter. And there's two ways to win. One is just comment, do your follow, usual things. And the second one, I'll pick one person from there. It's a person who comments something on Instagram. I just thought maybe I'll have to spread out the wins a little bit. And of course, if you want to be nice, make sure you press the like button on this video, but you don't have to. And I'll say one more thing. If you're looking for a platform to trade on, if you're looking about where I'm talking about all my strategies on, it's all on Payonix. It's a platform for algorithmic trading. It's all very simple. I talk about it every single day in the videos. And there's also competition going on right now. I'm stacking a lot of information here. But the thing is, when I talked about my Pump.fun trade, my opportunity, I was talking about opening a bot for it, which I think is wise to do like right now, literally, because the idea is we do not know if Pump.fun will go up to the 0.008, which we expect instantly, or if it will be a volatile journey. What we do know, however, is that it will be a very, very interesting coin to observe over time as they've gotten massive amounts of buybacks. And for that reason, I don't think it's bad to just kind of have the opportunity to potentially stack it in case the price does go lower. So I think as a lower bound, I think at 0.0022, I think is quite nice just to have ourselves a basis for buying the dip that is about half of where we're currently at. I don't think we're actually going to go that low. We can always adjust accordingly. Matter of fact, I do believe 0.0024 would actually be a bit more accurate. And as the opposite side, I think going all the way towards the high at 0.007 is also not a really, really bad idea. So 0.0072, let's go for that. With about 490 grids. So in this case, we're right on in the middle. 3x leverage, I think, is fine. And you know, sometimes I debate. I could also just do the minimum here just to have a bot open that people could follow along with. And then potentially, if I want to really trade it heavily, I'd do it differently. So I'm just going to open it with $303, which is the minimum here, times 3. So about $1,000 bot. Now we press create. You can see it opens about 50% of the position in pump straight away and 50% in stables to buy that dip. There we go. So we've made ourselves the Pump.fun bot. And for Athena, which is actually a coin I'm way more excited about, I also wanted to open one up. Why? Well, because they basically made some announcements recently that they raised, I think, $140 million or something like that. A lot of it is just to buy back the token. To scroll through, I had this post here about gold going absolutely insane and our coins, really following it up most of the time. Let's quickly see here. Excited to see the successful follow on raise for stablecoin X of 530 mil, which represents roughly 14% of the circulating market cap of Athena. To put this into perspective, the raise is equivalent of Sailor raising 300 billion to buy BTC, Tom Lee raising 75 billion to buy ETH, twice the circulating supply purchased with cash in the last raise. Athena Foundation retains a veto right on any ENA sales by stablecoin X. But, from almost any angle, I don't think it's wise to go against Athena right now. Again, we're not 100% sure it will pump based on this, but I think it is worth our odds to stack up at least a little bit on this coin. So at least I thought it's wise to open up some sort of bot. Now, the funny thing is, I don't think Athena is going to be going anywhere below 50 cents again in the basically ever, I kind of think. But anyway, at least not this cycle. And for the upside, I think there's quite a lot possible, but I wanted to take the higher bound of what we saw earlier in the season, right? Earlier in 2025, so about $1.30. I thought that would be nice to basically trade within this range. For the amount of grids, in this case here, we'll go for 499. And again, the minimum here is 250. The reason I'm doing this is purely to set up standards. Oh, you guys can't perfectly see. Here we go. Hopefully you can see it now. Do 250 just to have standards, and then my own bots I usually do with 5x, but I believe that a lot of people want to copy the 3x templates. Why? Because it's just a little bit less risky. You have to watch it less hard. You don't have to pay so much attention, and especially because, like I said before, these are all automated strategies. I think it's sometimes nice if there's not that much looking you need to do towards it, right? For example, you can see here, if you look at the 5x version versus the 3x version, the profit, or in this case loss here, relatively can really spiral out of control quite quickly. Now 5x, of course, is really not that high, but the higher you put it, the quicker it moves. If we take a look at the competition, if you want to get to the top of the top, you're going to have to go for some higher leverage or go for some coins that are just extremely volatile. But then again, in this case, even the people at the bottom here, so for example, the 10th spot, they could have gone for even 1x leverage or no leverage at all and still actually win themselves potentially $100 in the next few days here as the competition nears its end. And by the way, I'll quickly say as well, if you want more information on this, I'm building out the hopefully soon biggest Discord for all this bot type of trading stuff. But some of you guys are saying that you can't see it yet. Right, so for me, if I scroll through, I can find FAQ, all these things. People are saying they can't find it. I've been talking to my Discord admin, and he says it should all be good, but we're trying to figure out maybe to redo the entire Discord. What I will say is, if you're joining and you did not press show all channels, which you can find by pressing like the little, let me just quickly show you here. By pressing this button right here, you press show all channels. If you haven't done that yet, that might change it for you because some people are able to find it, which is confusing me, but I'll fix it. Otherwise, there's also a link down below to my sheet, the sheet where I have all the bot trading information in. You can just find that for right now. I made some new tutorials as well. I'm going to be making a lot of tutorials over the next few days. You can check that all out. And also, I always link down below the entire list of all my bots to see all the performance, see exactly how good every single one of them has been doing or how bad they've been doing. You can copy whichever one you want. You can copy whichever one generates most profit over a yearly basis, or which ones have been doing best, or theoretically speaking, which ones have been doing worst. Because thinking about it, if they've been doing really, really bad on me, you can get yourself potentially a better entry than I started at. And if you still believe these coins would do well over time, all you're getting is a better price. For example, for XRP, right? I started this at $3.45. You can start it right now at $2.80. It really, when you start breaking it down, is not that bad of a deal, especially because you can see the amount of gains we make over time. You see, for example, I put $250,000 in these bots. We're up $140,000 in not too long, right? And the same for the other section right here, the 10K to a million challenge. But $10,000 in, we're at 42,000 plus 4. And we're minus a little bit on the P&L because the market is down a lot, but give this some time and you'll see how much it will be up. Then again, our main trades, how are they doing? Let's quickly go take a little bit of a look over on our main longs over on 𝗏𝗏. You can see our entry again for Bitcoin got touched a few days ago, but we're up. On the $350,000 trade, we're up just a little bit, about 6,500. XRP, we're still up about $140,000, so 130,000. So not too shabby, but not really good, not where I really like to see it at. Ethereum also still up about $80,000, 82. For that one, we got ourselves a way better price, but it's very, very low leverage. If this was higher leverage, that could have been so cool. Imagine we did 10x leverage, would also have been a $1.1, $1.2 million position, which would have been up significantly more, right? About 3 times this, so could have been really, really nice. Regardless, we're not unhappy with the way things are going, because like I said before, this is the calm before the storm. Nothing is happening right now. It's just kind of like a waiting game, but soon enough, things will probably start getting crazy again. And I want to say here again, don't go too crazy straight off the bat, right? There's a good chance we're going to break through towards the downside for ETH here, because it's been mostly downwards momentum, right? So if it's been down, 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 and no break of structure, we only saw it once where the market quickly decided to bounce it back down. This is also where Bitcoin decided to break out. I'm being a bit more suspicious, a bit more cautious, but I have my buys in as the market does move down, especially if we all of a sudden see another flash crash. I will be buying heavily at 3,900 if we get the chance, but like I said before, when it comes to ETH, if I show you the box right here, anything within this box I think is quite nice to stack ETH at. So basically from 42.70 on downwards, it's not that stupid to get some sort of position in, which is also why you can see me. Our initial price is right here, 4,500-ish. We've been slowly but surely moving it down. Right now I have about, I'm going to say 60K worth of positions open. I want to get this to at least 1.5 million or so over the next few weeks, but we'll see if the price aligns with that. But yeah, that's about it for this little crypto update. If you want the best bonuses for all these exchanges, you can get a 10K position for free. Link is down below. Just check it out. Read the terms and conditions. There's also some nice bonuses for signing up to 𝗕𝗠𝗪𝗧, which is the bot trading, all automatic. And if you want some tutorials and things, check out Discord. Hey, maybe you'll find something you like. Check out my sheet. Everything is linked down below. You can find everything. And hopefully see you guys again in another crypto video somewhere later today.